Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you have a great and wonderful day. And it seems that Bob Iger, his time is coming to an end. Seems that he will be retiring, stepping down from probably most likely in 2026, because it seems like the shareholders are finally having their claws within their clutches, and they are not going to be doing too great. And I think this may increase the speed of his retirement if these movies continue to do bad. So, what we have here is this. Bob Iger says he will step down in 2026, and it says he has a robust succession plans, as he also defends removing Disney ads from X because associating with Elon Musk was not necessarily positive. Bob Iger confirmed on Tuesday that he will be stepping down as Disney CEO as planned in 2026. The decision has at times been doubted as no successor has yet been publicly named in the media empire and continues to face threats from activist investor Nelson Peltz as well as a host of other issues. Iger returned to the helm in November 2022 at Disney after his chosen successor, Bob Chapek, was forced out of after less than a year in the role. The 72-year-old New York Times DevBook Summit on Wednesday that he would definitely be stepping down when his contract is up in 2 years, and that the company's succession is robust right now. Iger also touched on Disney's decision to pull its advertising from Elon Musk's X platform. I have a lot of respect for Elon and what he has accomplished, Iger said. We know that Elon is larger than life in many respects, and that his name is very much connected to the companies he founded or owns. He complained. By taking the position he took in a public manner, we felt that the association was necessarily a positive one for us. Musk have been heavily criticized for making anti-Semitic comments on his X platform. Yeah, like many of the Democrats and the far left have done. They have created a lot of anti-Semitic type stuff on everywhere. You have seen these constant Palestinian remarks and protests throughout New York, Chicago, and especially your home state or your home area, Hollywood, aka California. And you have seen multiple people do this, and you have advocated for these type of things before. So your anti-Semitic comments or what you're saying is trying to go against the Jewish people have really not worked. It's kind of hollow because you've done the exact opposite of this. You are the type of person that advocates for these type of things. Full stop. And I don't think you're really trying to be the type of person that you are. I think you are a liar, and I don't think Elon Musk is going to be missing you, especially after what I think he's said before. He's putting his foot down, and I have much respect for Elon Musk. Granted, he probably hasn't been doing the greatest thing on X. I think there's a lot of problems on it with it still. It hasn't changed much, but at the very least, I can respect his honest opinion on speech, and that is what's important here. Apple has also paused all advertising on X after Elon Musk agreed with a post on X that falsely claimed Jewish people were stoking hatred against white people. Musk, who has 163 million followers of X, said the user who referenced the Great Replacement conspiracy theory was speaking the actual truth. On Friday, Axios reported Apple would pause its advertising on the platform after 164 rabbis and activists called on Apple, Google, Amazon, and Disney to stop advertising. However, Iger defended CEO's right to weigh in on geopolitical events as perfectly reasonable. On the threat from activist investor Nelson Peltz, who was seeking to wield his stake in the company to gain the board seats, Iger said the board had a responsibility to listen to investors but did not wish to become distracted. The board has an obligation to listen to investors. I am certain that the board will hear them out as to what their plans are, Iger said, adding that he told the board, we have to obviously contend with them in some form, but don't force me to take my eye off the ball in managing the company. It's not like we have a number of empty board seats. Whether X fails or not, or aka Twitter fails or not, is not really a concern of mine because it is also a breeding ground of mentally ill individuals that have have problems, and it is a problem. It is a public square, unfortunately, for pretty much everywhere, and that will be unfortunate if it goes down. But there will always be other platforms that people will have to create or come up with that will have to take its place. So I'm not too worried about this. However, the fact of the matter is that this is just the reality of things, and if they want to try to seem like they're working with the Israelis/Jewish people, I have another thing coming for them, because that's not what's going to end up happening. You are trying to be, you're not being anti-Semitic, but everybody on your side, as I mentioned before, is anti-Semitic. They are hating Jews. So I really don't know what you're doing here because you're doing the exact opposite of what they're thinking. I know the game that you're playing and you're trying to financially ruin Elon Musk. That's just plain and simple. Full stop. I know what your guys' plans are. You guys are evil. You're the benevolent of evil. And I don't think you guys deserve any time or day. So good riddance to your company. We have this. Disney claims proxy fight driven by vendetta from ousted Marvel mogul. Disney will have to deal with a new proxy fight as activist investor Nelson Peltz will seek board seats at the company. Peltz trained partners on Thursday morning that having not received a warm welcome to Disney from Disney's board of directors from Bob's CEO Bob Iger. My apologies. Tran intends to take our case for a change directly to shareholders. Disney's next shareholder meeting will take place in the spring. Trian said that he spoke with Iger this week and that Disney extended an offer to Trian to meet with its board of directors. However, the board also said it would not extend an offer for Peltz to join it as a director. So yeah, this is also not going super well for Disney. It says because the board seats are coming for his neck. This is part of the reason why he will be stepping down in 2026. And as I said, this could all increase the time because again he is losing money, and we're going to get to that. The news comes the day after Disney named 2 new members to its board: Morgan Stanley CEO James Gorman and former Sky CEO Sir Jeremy Dorick. Disney said the process to add them began in April 2023, and that one current director, Francis D. Souza, would be stepping aside. Since we gave Disney the opportunity to prove it could right the ship last February up to a re-engagement weeks ago, shareholders lost $4 to $70 billion of value, Tran said in a statement. Investor confidence is low, key strategic questions loom, and even Disney CEO is acknowledging that the company's challenges are greater than previously believed. Yeah, because if you keep on creating garbage content and being extremely woke, you're not going to create any money. And that is just horribly unfortunate for you. While James Gorman and said Jeremy Dorick will represent an improvement from the status quo, the addition of these directors will not, in our view, restore investor confidence or address the root cause behind the significant value destruction and missteps that this board has overseen. Tran intends to take our case for change directly for shareholders. In its own statement responding to Tran, Disney reiterated its 4 strategic priorities and said that Disney expects free cash flow to approach pre-COVID levels in fiscal 2024. And the board and the management are steadfast in their commitment to ensuring the Walt Disney Company long-term success for the benefit of our shareholders. So this is all due to shareholders and stuff like that. It says Mr. Peltz, in partnership with Isaac Perlmutter, former Disney executive, intends to take his case to shareholders. Mr. Perlmutter owns 78% of the shares that Mr. Peltz claims beneficial ownership of, or more than 25 million of the 33 million shares. The statement continued. This dynamic is relevant to assessing Mr. Peltz and any other nominees he may put forth as directors. So yeah, it doesn't seem to be doing great here. And we have this from Variety. Disney had 7 films gross $1 billion in 2019. This year it will have none. Bob Iger says, we got to the point where if a film didn't do $1 billion, we were disappointed. That's an unbelievably high standard. We have to get more realistic. No, it's not that. And this person says here, hell, it's not just that. The issue is that it appears that instead of having 7 movies hit $1 billion, they've instead had more than 7 movies turn out to be massive bombs. By my calculations, Disney has churned out 9 bombs this year, and that's before even adding in Wish. Yeah, exactly. I think that your movies are dog shit. I think a lot of your writing is terrible. You need to go back. Take a page from any of what we would call the anime shows. These movies and these anime things are getting a lot of money. Now, not all of them, because I think some of them are terrible, obviously, but your writing is terrible. You're entering woke ideology. You're having things forceful into things, and the writing is terrible. You need to fix this. And being more realistic, it's not going to change things. It's like, oh, well, if we spend $300 million or $400 million, give or take, as normally on average on what you guys spend, you have to make $1 billion to go even, if not more, to make money. And you're not doing that. You're failing at that every step of the way. And I can't wait till you collapse. We have this here as well. We have Disney. Bob Iger says, I don't want to apologize for making sequels. Well, here's the problem here. You're not making any new movies. A lot of people are not watching these constant remakes that you're doing or sequels that have been honestly trash. So let's put it in perspective here. The movies that I've seen that have been doing very well, or at least decent in any stretch of the imagination, were movies that were new to people, that was not something that was rehashed or redone or what have you, or remakes. It's not those movies that are doing that are failing. They're actually doing well. It's like you need to understand. Nobody wants to watch the garbage that you constantly making. The old movies that you are constantly rehashing or redoing is not making the plot. They're not doing well. So therefore, that's the issue. Where every single year we see remake after remake after remake, and people are tired of the remakes. We don't want it anymore. Just stop with it. So until you realize that and you see the error of your ways and actually make movies that people want to see with good writing and new and refreshed movies, you're not going to be making money. You're going to be failing and failing and failing. I can't believe that it's taking anybody this long to even come close to recognizing this, but I think it's too late, because I still don't think they're going to be making movies that is going to be beneficial to anybody, and I think they're even going to try to bury the Snow White under the rug because it's going to be an embarrassment to their company. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, share, as always, take care.
I'm disgusted by what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted. This is algorithmic disease, the social media.